Squash legend Saurav Ghosal is with us, who has announced his retirement from professional squash. He has also won 10 PSA titles. Welcome, Saurav. Welcome to DD India. Appreciate you giving us your precious time. So hard to believe you have announced your retirement from PSA. First of all, tell us why this decision, age factor, body's demand, you want to spend more time with your family. Why retirement?
Firstly, thank you for having me and thank you for the lovely words. I think it's a combination of all the factors that you've mentioned. It has obviously been a very, very lovely journey that I've been on over the last 2.5 decades. And I felt like, especially after the Asian Games last year, my mind and body were kind of running on fumes a little bit. And I felt like I needed to get away to just let my body and mind heal a little bit and kind of replenish itself. So I thought that, the professional tour with the grind of 20, 25 weeks of tournaments a year wasn't kind of giving me the required time to be able to do that. So I'm hoping that, taking this time away will help me recharge, and, playing for India is a lesser workload in terms of tournaments. So I think that should hopefully help me produce for a little bit longer for the country, which has always been the biggest honor and privilege to do for myself.
All right, Saurav, also we are so used to seeing you for so many years. You have been Indian squash torchbearer. How difficult, tell us, how difficult was this decision to step away from the sport, and how many days actually it took to finally announce it officially?
Look, it is a very tough call. It is something that I've done all my life. I think there are two kind of narratives that go on in your head. One is how much you love it and how much you want it, and the other is the fear of letting go of something that you've done for so long. And I felt like it came to a point where I was continuing with the professional squash and the grind of it, bit more because of the fear of letting go rather than the want and the desire to continue doing that on a week in, week out basis, traveling the world and living the life of a professional squash player. I think that's when it kind of dawned on me that maybe that's the time that I need to take a call. And it's taken a while. It's not something that I decided over a weekend. It's something that I've deliberated over a long period of time. It is a major decision in my life. So I feel like I needed to give myself that time. And hopefully, that time is going to be the best judge. But hopefully, when I look back at it in a few years' time, I feel like this is the right decision I made. And, doing something for India in the near future will be a good fillip to my kind of point that it might be in terms of not competing on a consistent basis on the world stage.
All right, you're saying that is the right decision that you have made at this stage, but you are stepping away from the professional tour but would like to continue playing for India, which means we are going to see you playing in Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, and maybe Los Angeles Olympics too. I remember speaking to you earlier. It's your long cherished dream, we all know.
See, look, I think my life as a player now is almost like a boxer. It's like I have to look forward just to the next bout, right? And just figure out what is the next tournament, how can I prepare myself in the best possible way. It's an experiment to kind of understand the mental kind of space that I need to be in to be able to train for something which is let's say 6 months away rather than something which is 3 weeks away. So I think it is an experiment, and a little bit of trial and error is going to go into it. But I'm focusing on the next tournament, which hopefully the one that I want to gun for is the World Teams in December, which is in Hong Kong later this year. In that process, if I feel I'm producing, top performances and I can compete on the world stage, then yes, the Asian Games in 26 and the Commonwealth Games, if it happens in 26 as well, are nice kind of goals to have. And again, in that journey, if the Olympics happens, then that's great. And I'll be lying if I said that it wasn't at the back of my mind. But it's not at the forefront. And I don't think it should be. I think I just need to focus on myself at this point to just heal and then try and come back as strong as I possibly can.
Saurav, you played professional squash for 22 long years. You entered the top 10, won 10 PSA titles, reached 18 finals. Won 281 of 511 matches, if I'm not wrong. Are you happy with your career, and you thought you would play for so long?
Look, as humans, we always want more, right? So I think
more.
Yeah, so I think one thing that I wish I had done was break single digits. Top five was something I really wanted. Especially when I was 30, I kind of like felt that I had the game and the ability to get to top five. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for me. But if you ask me, when I started out at like 16 playing the PSA World Tour, that I was going to play for 22 years and achieve what I have achieved, I would have bitten your hand off and taken it then and then. So I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I've had, the life that I've led. I've done something for so long which I've loved dearly, and I'm just eternally grateful for everything that I've had in the past and what it has made me as a person today. So I don't think I should be sitting here complaining one bit for anything that I haven't achieved yet.
But Saurav, I need to ask you this. What next for you? You must have thought about it, that you're saying that it's not a decision that you have taken over the weekend. Do you want to give back to the sport, and how? Grooming youngsters, maybe, is that the plan? Maybe not now, sometime later?
Yeah, for sure. This sport has made me what I am, and I feel like I do have some value to add, both at the kind of the top end of the pyramid in terms of the high performance players, as well as doing something to broaden the base at the grassroots levels, taking the sport into schools. So I'm actively kind of trying to think of ways and systems and processes which I could personally help with to kind of take squash into schools, not just in the tier 1 cities, but also like tier 2, tier 3 cities, and broaden the base, because strength lies in numbers. And I feel like even though the numbers have increased since the time I started playing, we can do better. So I'm trying my best for that, and hopefully, I've obviously built a legacy in my playing career with whatever I've achieved. Hopefully, post my playing career, I can kind of contribute in my own small way and leave a legacy on that front as well.
Saurav, you have seen squash, especially Indian squash, grown over the years. Tell us, you're the right person to answer this. How's the future of Indian squash? How do you see it? Deepika Palikal, you, Joshna, have been the flag bearers for so many years. How do you see the future crop?
See, look, I think, this generation that we've had and the people you mentioned, Deepika, Joshna, this has been the golden generation of Indian squash. There's no doubt about that. We've done really well as a unit to take Indian squash to the level that there is. It's not an easy act to follow, but I think there are a few players who do have the potential. There is a transition to be made from that potential to actual performance, and hopefully they will do it, right? I don't want to take particular names right now because I feel like that's going to put undue pressure on them individually. I think they need time and support to flower in their own ways. They're not going to be the next Saurav Ghosal or the next Deepika Palikal or the next Joshna Chinappa. They're going to be unique identities of themselves, and the idea is that they can still produce for India on the world stage and win medals for India consistently. We still have a little bit more time left, and hopefully we can guide them whilst we are still on the team. And then after that, I'm sure all of us will do our best to contribute from afar, so that we can see Indian squash flourishing even after we have hung up our rackets for good.
And also sort of message for the fans. I mean, player is nothing without the fans, without the support. What do you want to tell them? I mean, they have seen you, you played for 22 long years. They have supported you. They must have criticized you also. But yes, a sports person is nothing without the fans. What do you want to tell them?
100%. The love and support that I've got from them over all this time has been immense. I've had big highs and some very kind of deep lows, and a lot of the time that I've been able to kind of deal with it and come back from it is because of the love, and in a lot of ways a lot of validation from a lot of fans, saying that I'm good enough to come back or good enough to win XYZ and things like that. So I feel a lot of my success and my mental kind of resilience to adversity has come from that support and from people who I don't know personally, and they've really cajoled me and given me everything that they have in terms of support and love, and I can't thank them enough. I hope that they will continue to do that for the years to come, and hopefully I will be able to kind of repay them in kind in some way by winning for India as much as I possibly can.
Last question, Saurav. Who do you want to give credit to for your long career?
Look, there are a lot of people that have made me the player I am, but also the person I am. I think I wouldn't be here as a person if not for my grandparents, my father for introducing me to the game and also being an active part, my wife, the rest of my family, my coaches. I wouldn't be the professional player I am today without Malcolm Wilstrop. He's no longer with us today, but he was like a father figure, and it's unbelievable what he did with me. And my current coach is David Palmer, James Wilstrop, Damon Brown, my physical trainer for the last 10 years. People say I'm really fit. It's all because of him. Of course, I work hard, but he makes it possible. Krishmeet Hera, my nutritionist, as well as Gayatri Matkekar, who's my psychologist, and all my physios. Physios go unnoticed. They do a lot of work, especially in multi-sport games like the Asian Games or the Commonwealth Games, where you're playing 10, 12 days in a row. It wouldn't be possible to produce physically without them working on you every single day, doing a lot of work day in, day out. So big thanks to them and everyone else, who has supported me at different points of time in my career. They've all had a part to play. They've contributed in their own small ways, and without those small contributions, again, I wouldn't be the player and the person I am today. So thank you to every single one of them.
I can't believe that we are talking about your retirement. Thank you so much, and may you achieve all the more success and you enjoy your life post-retirement. We call it second innings in sports. Thank you so much, Saurav. All the best.
Thank you.